In this video, we're going to take a look at testing a claim about a mean when the value of sigma, the population standard deviation, when that value is known. So what that really does is it changes the test from being a test that deals with a test statistic that's a t-value to a test statistic that is a z-value. So we're dealing with a normal distribution when we know the value of sigma instead of dealing with a t-distribution. So you should still look to see if you have a normal distribution or a sample larger than 30. That sample larger than 30, it's a loose restriction in the same way it was in the previous ones. For StatDisk, we go through and we do more or less the same thing that we did in the previous. The only difference is we have a value for not just a sample standard deviation, but we actually have a population standard deviation as well this time. So sample mean, and we have a population standard deviation. We don't need to pay too much attention to our sample standard deviation here, even if that's given. If that's not given, the population standard deviation, it's going to take precedence. This is more information, better information about the entire population, and so if we happen to have that, it makes sense to use that, and it should take precedence over the particular sample standard deviation we happen to have obtained. So we take these things, we're going to go to exactly the same place that we did before, which is we go to the spot where we have analysis, hypothesis, test, mean, one sample. We input each of those values, those 5 values we identified above. We also input the alternative hypothesis, and it will output all kinds of different values. So that's what we're going to take a look at doing, and we will take a look at that in our next section. But the big key here is we have all of exactly the same information that we had before, with the one difference being we now have a population standard deviation. Because we have that, that changes our test statistic and our critical values from t-values to z-values. All right, we will see you in the next video.